Welcome everyone again to the Coach's Corner. John Stanko being joined here by Sarah Brady, head coach of the women's soccer team. Sarah, thanks once again for joining us.
Hi, happy to be here.
The conference season's finally underway. You guys fell at Siena 4-2, but you had to see some positives from that effort.
Definitely, I think the main thing is conference games are very competitive, all of them. Anyone can win and anyone can lose on any given day. And coming off a tough non-conference season, the Gaels experienced a conference game and details decided it again. But what they realised is they were in the game throughout the whole game. So although the score got to 4-1 at one point, they were still very much in the game. So that ability to keep fighting through the game, keep gambling, there will be mistakes. It gives them a real sense of this is what coach has been talking about. We are competitive and we can't give up any details, and a game is never too far away from us in conference.
How did you see the team bounce back at the start of that game? Because the end of non-conference did not end well against Bucknell in terms of morale, but how did you see the team come out in the opening minutes against Siena?
To be honest with you, after Bucknell, I think the Gaels were very realistic. They just knew we played an opponent that were far beyond our current level. I think we said in the last the last interview, it was a hurdle too high, and they knew that. The upperclassmen were really good with the underclassmen, saying, look, even though Siena won it last year, they came from nowhere. They finished 6th, and they just got their team hit the right points at the right time, good timing on their behalf. But they're a quality outfit, and the nice thing is we've got one of the more difficult opponents out the way early, and we learned that we were competitive in the game. So it was definitely positive. The morale is not low at the moment. It's more a case of we need to focus on details more.
Well, you mentioned the upperclassmen couple came up big with a pair of goals, and Charlotte Stewart and Captain Emily Hansen. Can you talk about their performances and their goals, how the plays went through?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Shah got us on the score sheet, so we went one down through a mistake, and immediately the response was great. Shah attacked the ball in the box. Really nice to see, because that's something we've lacked a little bit. We've been a little timid in the box, and Shah just absolutely puts her head we're in the 6-yard box, and she just attacks the ball with her head and it goes in, which is brilliant. Shah's a striker. Strikers like to score goals, so hopefully it's given a bit of confidence to springboard her to perform more consistently going forward. And Emily's was a cracker. It was brilliant. A cracker is an English term for a brilliant goal, just before people start being like, what's she talking about again? Takes the ball down off her chest and spots the keeper a little bit biased to one side and just loops it over. I mean, fabulous goal.
Unfortunately, one thing that did happen was an injury that happened to Megan Wood. Very, very tough to see a player who you've mentioned to me in private is just does everything right on and off the field. Just talk a little bit about that, and how you've been talking to the past couple of days how she's been doing and how the team's been doing after that.
Yeah, I mean, Megan's the kid you want. She's the kid that every college coach in every team, in every conference just wants. A kid who's willing to do everything. We talk a lot about team first mentality. We have a team first philosophy we're trying to build, but that kid she just exudes it, and you don't teach her it. She's a fabulous, well-balanced, well-rounded kid. She's very academic, very high academic standards. She's studying biochem, and she enjoys it, so she's one of those kids.
She's smarter than both of us.
Yeah, she's just dedicated to really achieving high levels at everything she dedicates herself to, and she's going to be a huge loss. To be honest with you, asked me about the morale of the score. The devastation was more based on losing Megan than it was on that result. But she's going to be around, and to make us smile. I mean, she came to practice this morning and it just lit everybody up, hopping along, gimping along, as she likes to say, on her crutches. But we're going to miss her on the field, but she won't be too far away.
Is that one of those things that can maybe boost the morale of a team, like you're playing for her? Like, she wants to be out there, she's going to be out there cheering you at games. Is that something that the team can rally behind, kind of bring momentum into your next game at St. Peter's?
Yeah, I think that's the key point there. I think when it first happens, the devastation it's very, very deep. It rocks you to your core. And, it was 5 minutes into the game, and it definitely threw off our balance and kind of our pre-game plan a little bit. But I think the next game in St. Peter's, now everyone's seen Megan smile and knows she's on the road to recovery. I think, the playing for Megan, will definitely occur in our next game.
Now St. Peter's is this Saturday. It's their first conference game. You guys already have one in the bag. Is there any difference in knowing that they haven't played a conference game yet and you guys have? Or is that something that you're not looking at all and you're just going in, this is a straight conference game and we're on even playing field?
To be honest with you, I didn't think about it. I think the only thing that isn't an even playing field is their playing field. It's a grass field that's a little bit questionable at times, so I think that will give us a little bit of a problem. But, because we play on turf, we're used to getting the ball down on the floor, knocking it around. That that field gives us a little bit of a problem. It gives everyone a little bit of a problem. But, you know, we're working in practice today on that's the conditions we have to play in, so how do we play there? I'm not sure about St. Peter's' approach. I haven't spoke to Melissa, but, you know, they can do them, and we're definitely going to do us.
How do you train to play on grass when we have turf here? Like, how do you do that as a coach? How do you prepare for that?
It's definitely tough, and I think what you've got to focus on, so Siena was a grass field, there's a couple more grass fields in the conference, Quinnipiac, Fairfield. The thing with Quinnipiac and Fairfield is they're nice grass fields. I think Siena's grass, you know, they keep it a bit long at times, and St. Peter's, unfortunately, is a public park, so it's a little bit...
A little bit hilly.
Yeah. So, I mean, when we play against Fairfield and Quinnipiac, it's not as much of an effect. But it's the condition. And the way we prepare our players is, you know what? Take care of your details. If you know the ball is going to be slower on grass, put a bit more pace on the pass. If you know that the ball can hop up, then you need to make sure your feet are not planted and that you're lighter on your feet and you can adjust to the bounce of the ball.
You mentioned details a lot in this coach's corner here. What are a few details that you're looking to hone in on Saturday to get the win against the Peacocks?
So the details that I think we need to focus on mostly as a team, especially at Iona, is if we have a game plan, it's very specific. It's been very much designed around our strengths and how we can exploit our opponent's weakness. Deviation from that plan throws the whole team's preparations off. So it's very much about being steely-eyed focused. This is what we're doing. Stay on that page for the full game and trust it. Trust that it's been designed to expose an opponent's weakness. And I think if we do that, we'll be absolutely fine.
All right, well, best of luck this weekend at St. Peter's.
Thank you, I appreciate it.